The footage of that night exists somewhere. 200 people under chandeliers, the soft gold lighting designed to make everyone look generous. If you watch it without sound, it looks like a celebration, a father proud of his daughters, a bride glowing, a successful older sister smiling politely at the third table from the stage. If you turn the sound on, you hear inheritance being assigned. My father clears his throat into the microphone. He has always enjoyed a room that listens. A's a wedding gift, he says, smiling toward my sister. Your sister will be giving you her penthouse. There's laughter, applause. Someone whistles. The camera would catch me in that moment, shoulders straight, lips curved in something that could pass for surprise. I don't move. Years of training in stillness. In our house, hesitation was considered selfishness. Generosity was expected from the one who could afford it. I was the practical daughter, the one who didn't need help, the one who would understand. The penthouse had taken me 12 years. Not inheritance, not partnership, long weeks. Promotions negotiated without charm, saying no to things I wanted so I could say yes to a mortgage that felt like oxygen. Inside the family story, though, it was just another resource. My sister sits beside her fiancé, bouquet resting on her lap. She looks at me quickly, then away. Her smile tightens. I recognize it. It's the same smile I learned at 17 when my university savings were redirected to cover my cousin's business failure. We'll make it up to you, my father had said then. He never did. I never asked. The applause grows warmer. Someone near the stage calls out, "How generous!" I feel the old reflex begin to rise. Nod, stand, make it easy. The room is waiting for confirmation. Weddings feed on smooth transitions. My father continues, voice swelling with benevolence. Family takes care of family, and she knows what matters. What matters? I look at my sister again. She doesn't look triumphant. She looks small, embarrassed, as if she knows the gift hasn't been offered, only announced. The microphone hums softly, then a chair scrapes against the floor. It's not dramatic, no shouting, just the sound of someone standing when no one else expects it. A man from the third table near the back, mid-40s, dark suit, expression neutral. Most guests assume he's from the groom's side. He doesn't raise his voice. Don't touch her. He says evenly, looking toward the stage, or you'll pay for it. The sentence doesn't land like a threat. It lands like policy. The hall goes silent in a way I have never heard before. Not shocked, not chaotic, confused. My father laughs lightly into the microphone. "I'm sorry. Do we know you?" The man steps into the aisle. "Yes," he replies. "You do." He introduces himself by name, legal counsel for the property management firm that holds partial commercial rights to my building. He glances briefly toward me, not for permission, just acknowledgement. "We were notified earlier today," he continues, "that there may be a public transfer of ownership under celebratory circumstances. I'm here to clarify that any transfer signed under visible social pressure could be interpreted as coercion. That would trigger a formal review." He pauses, calm, clinical. "And if any documentation tonight misrepresents ownership status or attempts to bypass consent, there will be financial and legal consequences." No one claps now. My father lowers the microphone slightly. "This is a family matter." The man nods. Property law rarely is. It's that sentence that shifts the room. Not anger, not intimidation. Procedure. The authority is unmistakable, not because he is loud, but because he is specific, because he names things in language that doesn't bend around feelings. I realize something slowly. He is not rescuing me. He is protecting a process. And suddenly, I understand that I could have done this myself. I could have said no. But I had been trained to treat refusal as betrayal. My father tries to recover. It was symbolic. He says into the mic, "Gesture of love." Then it requires no paperwork. The man replies quietly. There's an uncomfortable ripple through the guests. Glasses are set down. The bride's mother looks at her husband. The groom studies his shoes. The story my father was building collapses, not in flames, but in footnotes. I don't stand. I don't speak. I simply don't confirm. And in that absence, the gift dissolves. The DJ, unsure, starts a soft instrumental track. The wedding continues because it has to. People return to their conversations with lowered voices. Later, near the dessert table, my sister approaches me. Up close, her makeup can't hide the strain around her eyes. "I didn't ask him to do that," she says. "I know," I answer. She hesitates. "Would you have?" "No." She nods once, not offended, just recalibrating. Across the room, my father avoids my gaze. When he finally comes over, his voice is measured. "You embarrassed me." I consider that. The sentence feels familiar, almost nostalgic. I didn't say anything. I reply, "That's exactly the problem." For the first time, I don't rush to repair it. The legal counsel leaves before the cake is cut. No spectacle, just a handshake with someone from management and a quiet exit. His presence lingers longer than he does. In the weeks that follow, nothing explodes. There are no dramatic confrontations. My father reframes the night as a misunderstanding, a joke that was misinterpreted. Some relatives agree with him. But something subtle has shifted. No one asks me for the penthouse again. Documents that once arrived with assumptions now arrive with requests. The burden of inherited sacrifice hasn't vanished. It sits differently now, visible, named. No longer disguised as virtue. I still attend family dinners. My sister visits sometimes. We talk about neutral things, work, travel, paint colors for her new apartment, the one she and her husband are renting. The footage of that night would show a pause, a few seconds where applause dies and no one knows what comes next. If you freeze it there, you can see the exact moment the story stopped belonging to my father. I didn't win anything. I simply kept what was already mine.